Good morning, everyone. All right. I'm really excited to be here, and I got to say, this morning, I don't know how many of you went to the wrong room. So we now posted a guy over there to redirect. I went to the wrong room, sat down because I was so early, and then I realized there was a SQL deck showing, and I was going to go up and say, "You're in the wrong room." Then I thought I'll check myself. I walked outside, saw the session posted. That's when I bolted over here. Of course, it took me about 20 minutes or so to walk over. So thank you for coming in. Really excited to share with you a lot of good work that we have been doing together with the customers and partners. My name is Tanuj Vansal. I'm in the Azure marketing team in Redmond, and I'll be joined later on by Jeremy Winner. Jeremy leads our engineering team. So let me get right in to the session and first talk about why migration is such a big deal and why now is the right time. Because most of you have probably worked through the migration thinking before or heard about it. In fact, majority of the customers are moving to the cloud through the process of migration. So you might be saying, what's the big deal? Why suddenly Microsoft is getting the religion? So the first thing is what we see are some of these key factors that drive customers to the cloud. And many of those are probably familiar to you. You may have a big DC data center contract that's expiring. You might be going through an acquisition, your company being acquired, or you're acquiring another company. Maybe you have seasonal capacity needs based on your business. All of these, of course, security and compliance is a big deal as well when customers move to the cloud. One of the big reasons out of this is also software and support. And before I go to the next slide, how many of you are familiar, and be honest with me, that Windows Server 2008 and R2 are coming to end of support in less than 9 months? Show of hands. Awesome. Quite a few of you. 2008 R2 was our most popular server set ever for SQL and Windows Server. They are deployed in tens of millions of instances all over the world. And finally, all good things come to an end. So it's coming to an end of support cycle. And here are some of the things we're doing. First, we're making sure that if there is a situation for you to stay on premises, just simply cannot move, we will make extended security updates available to you to purchase. But majority of the time, what we're seeing this is as a driver to get you into the cloud. And that's where we are going to offer you, both for 2008 and SQL, free extended security updates for 3 years after the end of support date. And this essentially covers for the scenario where you have a legacy app, and the best thing you can do is move the thing as is into Azure. Otherwise, it's 75% of license cost to buy if you're buying it standalone, either in a third-party cloud or for your on-premises servers. What does that look like when you compare, for example, Azure to AWS? And we have a full paper on it on our website, azure.com/migrate, to look behind these calculations, but essentially comparing a D2 V3 VM set to M large instance of AWS, running for the exact same amount of time across those 3 dimensions. When you layer on things like Azure Hybrid Benefit, that is essentially if you pay for Windows and SQL on premises, you don't have to pay for it again. You layer on reserved instances that give you great discount with pre-committed capacity needs. And then the free extended security updates. It's 5 times more expensive if you were to take these servers to AWS. Just doesn't make economic sense. And of course, all of the great stuff that we're going to share you, hopefully will convince you that Azure is the best place to go, and this is the time to migrate. This slide represents a slate of customers. In fact, some of them would join me on the stage to share their real-world best practices later on. And let me share a few quotes from here and pick maybe 2 of my favorite examples. Allscripts is essentially a medical prescription platform company that provides front-end software to small doctor offices, and of course also is powering some of the online prescription filling as well. They recently have been moving over time, not only Windows and SQL, but also their Linux and MySQL workloads. JB Hunt is another. JB Hunt is one of those logos. You have all probably seen it on the sides of containers on trains in the city or trucks. JB Hunt does a great job technologically to match the loads that go inside a truck with the truck sizes, like Match.com, but for the truckloads to decide which truck should be on the transportation lane for a certain type of load. They're using Azure as well. They're migrating to Azure across the board. And you would see Gary from JB Hunt join me later on to talk us through their migration journey. I've talked through so far 2 reasons for why you should consider moving to Azure now. One was the issue of time. Within 9 months, you would have SQL 2008 coming to end of support, and within about 4 or 5 months after that, you would have Windows 2008 and R2 coming to end of support. The second reason was just the great economic benefit and the great deals we have on the table. This is the third reason where our story all across the board for apps, data, and infra is amazingly complete at this point, with SQL managed instance being released, some of the other innovation on app front, and we'll talk more about this and dive deeper. But more importantly, we also have great migration tools that are available to you for free. Azure Site Recovery is free. Azure Migrate is free. Database Migration Service is free. And a great ecosystem of partners that we are working with to also bring your needs of getting into the cloud to conclusion, working with them, working our partner and ecosystem as well. And we'll talk about that in detail shortly, too. Now, these tools have been out only for about 9 to 12 months. How many of you are familiar or played around with Azure Migrate? Let me just see a show of hands. Okay, about 5-10% of the room. Database Migration Service, are you familiar? Okay, that's relatively new, so very few. Within that short period, we have almost 500,000 virtual machines discovered by Azure Migrate tool, about as many assessed, and then eventually the database tools that are very new, 41,000 plus databases migrated with the Azure Database Migration Service, and it just came out of preview and is going into the GA. This great set of tools all together really enable you to get going with migration. So at this point, after having talked to you about these 3 key reasons, the time, the great deals, and the Azure capabilities, I'm going to invite Jeremy Winter to take us through the innovations more deeply.
Morning. Looks like more people found the room. Tanuj actually texted me, so I was good to go. I'm Jeremy Winter, and as Tanuj introduced, I'm on point for the overall engineering for what we're doing with our both Azure Management and Migration tool sets. So I drive the overall strategy of what we're doing on the engineering side from core development. So I'm inside Azure Core. And what I wanted to do today is really just give you a bit. I saw the show of hands, so it looks like quite a few people hadn't seen what we've built natively into Azure. So what I wanted to do today is just take a little bit and just give you a behind-the-scenes kind of view of what we're investing in and why when we think about migration all up. And then also we're going to do a couple demos in a few spots. Sound good? Yep, cool. Okay, so when you first think of the overall kind of how we approach migration and how we're thinking about migration all up, it's really centered up into these 4 phases for us. When you think about how I go through and assess, that starts with discovery, and then determining which workloads that we actually go from. Then we think about migration, the actual ability to lift and move these components over. And migration has a variety of facets, whether I'm lifting things over or completely re-architecting. And then optimizing, how do I ultimately think about what's the best resources to run on Azure, and then once they're there, how do they run? And what are the best cost effectiveness that I can go do in that front? And then lastly, we think about it from a security and management point of view, how when these workloads move on, what can we provide you natively to help get them more secure? Help make sure that you have the security and the configurations that you need and that you can manage them. And so when you think about this spectrum, this is the frame for the rest of the conversation, frankly, with me. And this is the frame for how we are in its entire guidance for how we approach the engineering piece of this. So we have work that just thinks about each one of these sections, and the teams are razor focused on these core areas. So this is how we're building the tool sets, and how I'll walk you through these tool sets in the next 15 minutes. But we know that it's not just about tools. This is one of those key pieces. I can build you the greatest tool sets, but we know you're still going to want choice, and we know you're still going to need guidance and help. And so we've spent a ton of time making sure that you have best practices. We're making sure that we're getting the Azure Migration Center that gets you connected with all of our partners that we're spending time with, that can help with the migrations. And we even have experts inside our managed service providers as well as our fast track. And if you're thinking about we have down in the expo floor, we have fast track available for you during this show that you can schedule time just to come have a basic assessment and discussion with the fast track team. Their job is to help you get on that fast track for migration. But the core of it, when we think about it, is this guides what we're doing with the technology, but we also have the processes, the best practices for you inside. And so we'll continue to help you in that front. That's part of why we wanted the panel later today, just so you can hear the real-world experience on it. Now, we're building tools natively into Azure for these core areas. And you can see in the top half of this, when we talk about assess, that discovery, this is Azure Migrate. And you'll see a demo of it here in a bit. But Azure Migrate is, and I'll walk through this, but it's your core of how we think through the assessment. When you think about the other elements inside, we do database migration assessments. All of these things just fit inside the assessment. In the migration space, we have site recovery, database migration service, and data box. All of these I'm going to walk through as well, but I just want you to see them. Optimization is Azure Cost Management, and our security is really all of our Azure and security and management technologies. But we also know that the tools that we build are only one set of the equation. We want to make sure that we give all the core tool sets that you're used to using in the industry, and we've created a great ecosystem and partner specifically with many of these on the list. So there's no reason you can't, if you're using a MoveAir or a Cloudimize for the assessment, you can't use it, or a Cloud Endure on the migration. We continue to partner with them. Turbonomics, when you're thinking about it from both a discovery or an optimization, we partner every day with these, and a partner ecosystem is important to us, right? It's really core, near and dear to our strategy. And so as we look at what we've built natively into Azure, right in the Azure portal, which you'll see, also know that it's core for us to have a deep partner network of these ISVs in the ecosystem. Now, a little sneak peek, just a call out for all of you, is in the coming months, I'd say by probably the end of the year, you'll see a new rev of Azure Migrate come through that actually has these partners integrated natively in. So within the Azure portal, you can come through, select Assess, and choose, you know what, I don't want the Microsoft tool, I'm going to go ahead and use a Cloudimize. Or if I'm coming in on the Optimize or the migration side, and I already have a relationship with a Cloud Endure, I can select the choice, choose not my tool, but one of the partners, and it's deeply integrated right inside. So just know from an engineering perspective and where we're taking the products, we're going to have that going forward. So as you see today, I'm talking about the products we have in market and the improvements we're doing right now. But know that's where we're headed, is we're headed in a fully integrated experience. So you don't have to go track down all these tools. We'll just make it easy for you to find them and completely support that. So it's a complete open approach that we're taking. All right, so let's go talk about Azure Migrate. Azure Migrate's your first step. It's free. It's in the portal. Just go in and look for Azure Migrate. And what this does is it basically does an initial assessment of your environment to help you get discovery of what exists. The first rev of it was we took a small appliance, we put it in a VMware environment on vCenter. What that does is now you don't have to install a bunch of additional infrastructure. We pull information right down from vCenter, all the data that you already have in there. It not only discovers the assets, but what's really nice about this is it also pulls down all that historical health and performance data. Without having to go deploy a bunch of new information, without having to sit and wait for a month, we're able to get that information quick. And so we started with VMware, and now we've also just released Hyper-V. So you can do both VMware and Hyper-V now. We started with VMware, as that's where a lot of our customers wanted us to start from. The next thing we're able to do is once you bring this information in, you do the assessment. So we'll do the assessments for you to start to look, hey, if I have a SQL database that I've picked up, can I see the dependencies that bring the rest of my system together? So we help you see those dependencies for the other components. You can then create projects for those, and then we'll assess to make sure what are the right workloads that you need to move on and how much those cost. And so it really is just helping you get a handle of what you have in your estate and how it's going to look when you move over. And so you'll see in the demo, Brian's going to walk you through that whole step. Now when we shift away from assess to migrate, and we're in the migration phase, there's really a multiple sets that we look at here. The first I'll draw your attention to is the migration and modernization in the center. This rehost, refactor, and re-architect. This is where I'm going to spend the time today. I'm going to spend it really in rehost and refactor. The other areas, when we think about cloud native, we have core technologies. We just want you to go directly onto Azure and go build natively with those components as your developers would in that space. But with rehost, this is really about how do I just lift and shift, take what I have and get it to the cloud so I can start taking the cloud advantages now. In the refactor, think about it as how do I go look at maybe using that front end of my systems and wrapping it up into maybe a container and then moving that in so I can start to take some of the modernization. Or maybe thinking about writing some microservices and parts of it. So I'm just starting to slowly leverage other aspects of Azure. But we think about it through this kind of spectrum of the investment that you're doing here. And so when we think first about rehost, which is where I'm going to go spend a bit of time in this space, this is really where we start to think about how Azure Site Recovery fits into the picture. How many people use Azure Site Recovery? Okay, we're at about a little less than a quarter of the room. So Azure Site Recovery is something that's available fully for you now. What this does is it will take migrations and basically easily move Windows and Linux onto the environment. It delivers this with zero downtime. We took this, the pedigree of the Azure Site Recovery was really for disaster recovery, and it's part of what we do for our availability between your on-premises to Azure. But that same technology and that same solution can easily, with the switch of a button, even testing it first before you go, allows for the migration and zero downtime. We're seeing companies use this, moving entire data centers over weekends, right? Just taking, testing, failing over, moving again. So it's the key thing that I'd also pull out on this is just zero downtime. You can test it, you can do it, and then flip over during the hours that you choose. You can see the logos clearly on the on-premises side. We have a ton of distros and operating systems that we support, and the whole goal is to get this failed over onto Azure. And so this is there available for you to go use, and it's a core element that we'll demo here. Now, a couple key releases. We continue to add more distros because we know Linux is a key piece for you and a primary investment for you. We've also done, as you just saw, enhanced support, continuing to help some of the feedback we need specifically in Linux with those GUIDs. And then we've added, the thing I'd call out as well is 2008 support, 32-bit and 64-bit. There's no reason that you shouldn't be using this tool to get those 2008 environments up to Azure. Okay, but so the server is one aspect, and so this is just lifting and getting the entire server and that configuration over. But then we need to think about the database itself. And so we also just shipped this summer, full GA, the database migration service. Now what this does, it helps you just really focus on the core databases. There's times where you need to just get that database over. And you have choices when you think about moving your database over. The primary area that we've focused on is to get Microsoft SQL Server so that you have Microsoft SQL moved over onto Azure. Yet we have investment underway right now and in preview that you can start to leverage as we start to go down the path for MySQL as an example, looking at Postgres, starting to go pull these things into the environment so that you can also get those onto ours. And so we have MySQL as a service running on Azure, so you can take your MySQL on-prem, move it to our data platform on site Azure. That's the core piece when we think about the database and database migration services, helping you get that data over. The other two areas that I'll call out inside here is you have an option. You have the option for a one-time transfer, so that'll cause some downtime as you take a database offline, do a one-time transfer. It's going to be faster, clearly, but you can do that one-time transfer and then go ahead and use your own backups or your transaction logs to bring the service back up to state. The other one is we'll do online migrations with this as well, so that if you want to use the failover between the two systems for for that online migration, we have the capabilities for you to have the choice. So if you want to decide to stick with it real time and do the migration, which is going to take time as our logs and start to, it'll minimize your downtime, but we have to take some time as we do make sure we get the data transferred, or you can do a quick migration. Your choice. But this is just shipped this summer. It's available fully for you now, and know that we have core areas that are in preview. Now in the slides, you can pull these down. I've listed out which ones are in what state. So clearly the SQL Server components, they're all in GA today and generally available. And you're seeing us with Postgres, MySQL, and Mongo are all in preview states. Cool? All right, so that gets you your app and your full VM. It gets you your data and gets the overall piece of the data side. The other piece I want to call out, just because I have to on the engineering side, I feel like I want to highlight this other core service. It's more than just the migration. It's where do we go to? And what's very unique is we have one of the key pieces that we GA'd as well, which underpins this whole database migration, is managed instance. So SQL, fully managed for you. So you can just move your workloads on to Azure. And we'll have a fully managed version of SQL Server there. And so this is what we basically called the managed instance. Brand new. It's going like hotcakes. I mean, people are really starting to take advantage of that. And why wouldn't you? Move the database over and use those core capabilities of SQL itself, and we'll manage all the infra underneath it. We'll keep you on the uptime. If you need to scale out more with data, don't worry about it. We will scale with you. And that then tees me up to the same piece on the database hyperscale. If you want to run that database yourself and you want to be able to do that, great. Keep going for the DBAs in your organization. However, if you also don't want to have to worry about storage and how your databases can grow as they grow on the cloud, this is where our hyperscale capability. I think it's important to call this out so you understand the platform that you can move to. And why we're all really familiar with Azure and the core platforms that are there. This is a new platform that just came out and is being really in the data services side announced here at Ignite. So, pretty cool. Okay, let's jump to the next piece. The next one is really about DataBox. How many have seen or heard of what DataBox is? Okay, more hands than Azure Migrate. So either we're now just waking up, or people are really trying to figure out how the heck do I move all my data out of here. And this is really, think about it as the small, medium, and huge sizes that we have available. And this is really for you when you have the ability for you to move data into the data center when the network or the amount of data you have just doesn't make sense to run it over the wire. And so this is offered by Microsoft. We handle the shipping to you and handling the shipping in a secure manner back to our facilities and get that data uploaded into those systems. And so we have, the core gateway, which is the mini, right? We have the 100 terabyte, which I call is the in general available, the medium or the regular size, and then the huge one or the heavy is the 1 petabyte. So we have 3 different sizes for you to move the amount of information you need. So that's your database, that's your DataBox family. All right, so then up next, I want to get you, so that's some of the overviews. Let's go take a look at it in the product. Sound good? Ready to get to demo time? Okay, so Brian Shears is going to come up. He's going to run us through the demo, right? Perfect. All right, so let's see us take an app and get it moved. Yep, thanks.
Great, everyone. Appreciate you finding the room for us today. Okay, hear my mic? Yes. All right, let's get connected.
Water over there.
So all those things Jeremy talked through, I want to begin with giving you a little bit of context. And we're going to begin from an on-premises application and give you a little context. In this example, I have this application running in my on-prem environment. I use it for my IT support ticketing. Looks like probably some of your on-prem apps. line of business apps. Nothing super sophisticated about this, but let's actually look at where that application is running. You notice here in my other tab, I'm actually connected to my vSphere client. I can see here I have a host of various virtual machines running. I happen to remember, oh yeah, that app runs in this shared SQL database, so I can actually look at that. And you notice here, hey, this app is actually running Windows Server 2008 R2, so we can actually use this. We can use our tools to actually migrate this over. But I'm not really sure. I don't remember all the web apps that are involved in this. So I'm going to use Azure Migrate to actually help me discover all those machines and get a plan for where I want to go. Shameless plug. Azure Migration Center is going to connect me and lead me into all these tools. First thing it's going to guide me to is actually using Azure Migrate to begin my discovery. And so I'm going to begin here in the Azure portal and open Azure Migrate. So I have a migration project. I've actually created a migration project earlier and done that on-prem discovery. And in that discovery, you notice here, I have discovered 16 machines. So we can actually crack that open. I'm going to optimize our view here. And let's go and minimize that. You see, here's that list of machines. There's that shared SQL DB01. And it has the ability to not only discover what the list of machines are and the perf it has, but also detect the network dependencies of that. So let's actually zoom into that load, and here we go. SQL DB01 is actually talking to Web App 01 and 02. That helps me actually understand for that application, these are the components I need to move. And I actually can click into this and see the processes and the components that machine is actually running. So I have a clear view of what my application actually looks like. Let's go ahead and close that view. And the core capability of Azure Migrate is actually create an assessment. And I've already created an assessment for that specific task. So let's go ahead and open the assessment. We'll resize my window here. As this loads, the assessment really includes two core components, the readiness and the cost detail. So I immediately get a view of those machines that it's discovered. Are they ready to run in Azure, and what would they actually cost? I can control this very easily by going to the properties of that assessment. I get to set where do I want it to go. How do I want to use reserved instances? How do I want to size it? Performance-based or configuration-based? And then this is actually where I can come in and say, oh, I actually own that license. I'm going to use Azure Hybrid Benefit. And I can take advantage of those things. And it'll update that assessment for me. Within that assessment, I can drill in to the assessment. And as I drill in, I'll see those machines. And I get a readout for each and every one. If one of these wasn't ready, it's going to give me, hey, this is why it's not ready, and a link and a recommendation of where I need to go. Now I have those machines, and now it gives me a suggestion of how am I actually going to move that. You notice here my database is recommended using Azure Database Migration Service, and those web apps want to move with ASR. So right down here, make sure everybody's going to see what I'm talking about. And you can see those are the tools we're after. So let's go ahead and continue, and let's navigate over to the database migration service that Jeremy talked about, and it's just coming in over the summer, has come into GA. So I've actually created a database migration service instance and created this instance called CorpDB Migration. And everything within migration is done within a migration project. So I actually can create this, and this is actually where I get to say, hey, I'm coming from SQL Server, and where do I want to go? And in this case, we're going to look at an example where we're actually going to SQL Database Manage Instance. So I just pick that, and it's going to guide me. And here I can do offline or online data migrations. Now, I've already taken care of creating one of those. We've already created that project, and I've actually carried that out. You see here, my source on-prem server, my target here is an MI, and actually created an activity, and it'll guide me through in a wizard, and ultimately leads me to this completed migration. So you see here's my database. We see it resulted in my database being moved to MI, and actually double check that. I can come over to Manage Databases, and here we go. The Contoso IT database is now up and running in MI. So the DMS tool will guide me through step by step how to do that. We have a session on Friday morning, 9 a.m., where Raj will take you through a whole hour just showing you how to properly leverage that tool. Great. Now I'm going to move on to moving those web app servers. Remember, Azure Migrate gave me the recommendation to say, hey, you want to actually use Azure Site Recovery to actually move those web apps. So I've launched recovery services. I've created a recovery services vault in ASR. And what I'm going to do is actually look at site recovery. So let's go ahead and open site recovery. Let's go and minimize this window so you can get the optimal view for you. And see here, I've already replicated some of my machines. So you have 5 machines already replicated. And within those machines, we can actually drill in to view those. So we'll get that quick view. And then in that set of machines, I've already set up replication for Web App 01 and 02. See, they're all healthy. I've already done replication and actually started my migration over. As I drill into Web App 01, one of the things you can actually look at, and just jump straight to it, this is actually within Web App 01, when I set up replication, this is where I take the intelligence from Azure Migrate. It's going to give me a recommended VM class to actually size it to. I'm actually going to apply that here. So it's told me to use DS1 v2. And this is also, remember in my planning, and I said, yes, I wanted to use Azure Hybrid benefit. This is actually where I apply it. So when that VM comes over, the cost will be accounted for correctly. So I've already taken care of those activities. Let's just go right back here. Now when I'm ready to actually do the migration over, I'm going to create a site recovery plan. And that site recovery plan actually allows me to stitch together the activities I want to do. Now I've already carried out my plan. You see here it's actually waiting for me to clean it up. Let's just go ahead and look at that and show you what I put together. In that plan I said bring both of these machines over, Web App 01 and 02. But I did a little more than, can do more than that. It didn't just say move those 2 machines. I can actually give it the specific order and any cleanup activities I need to do. So I can see here, recovery plan, took app 1 and 02, converted or moved them over. Then it said, hey, start those VMs. And then I needed to actually do some automation and orchestration afterwards. I needed to actually redirect to that new machine. I need to reconnect my database to those new web app servers so I can build all that in so I don't have to manually do this and babysit this. I can set up the plan, run this, test this. So I actually did a test fail over here, so I can keep running and make sure everything's running. Now, once it's done, notice there my 2 VM names, Web App 01 and 02. In test mode, I actually see those virtual machines. If I go in the portal, go to virtual machines, and we'll just say, find me the machines that look like Web App. There they are. Web App 01 and 02, up and running now here in the Azure portal. So we got our database moved, we moved our VMs, we reconnected those things. So if I actually go back to my on-prem environment, if you were paying close attention, you notice the first time I was actually doing the on-prem IP, but now I updated my DNS, and I'll just go to my standard URL here within my on-prem environment, Contessa Corp, and there we go. My app is up and running. Remember, I took my app from on-prem VMware VMs running 2008 R2 to Azure IaaS VMs, and then the database into Azure IaaS, into the Azure SQL Database Management instance using the DMS and ASR tools. So, Jeremy, I'll take it back to you. Thanks.
Hey, nice work. Thank you. Okay. So then we're into the next phase where I'm going to switch where we move from, remember, that was just refactored. Thank you, Brian, for showing us how quick it is to use just our native tool sets to basically rehost. So as I switch, I'm going to jump to this refactor aspect. And here we are when we think about refactoring. Again, this is how do I use and start to take my apps a little differently than I just lift and shift, right? And so when you think about what we have inside, we have a bunch of container technology that's already available for you inside Azure that we want you to go leverage. Whether you're using Azure Container Instances or one of our newer services, the Kubernetes service, which again is one of these ones that's really growing quickly, and we're seeing a lot of energy towards the Kubernetes service. We also you can leverage the Azure Service Fabric and the Azure App Service. And we continue to build out these core components so that you have this new modern elements as your IT organization or your development teams are shifting towards this direction. In a rehost world, oftentimes we see that as an IT-led area where we're taking those and moving them over. When you get into this factor, when you get into the refactoring, this is now starting to go think, what components do I need to use? Do I need to be working more closely with those organization development teams? Or can I start to leverage containers to help modernize and refactor? And so we've really invested heavily in that. We mentioned also, when we think about the Azure App Service, this is one where we continue to make sure that you have Tomcat support and additional Java support. So we did, at the show, we've GA'd more capabilities for this to make sure that you can handle those Java applications as you come through. Because we know you're migrating more than just the Windows side. So when we talk about partners, I wanted to invite up Rahul Ravalur. And when we talk about, come on up. Rahul is the CEO and co-founder of a company called AppOrbit. And when we think about helping really thinking about helping you with our partner ecosystem, Rahul has a pretty cool piece of technology that's able to take a Linux VM, wrap that up, and migrate it over right onto Azure Kubernetes. Rahul,
great. Thank you.
Give us a show. Thanks.
Thanks. All right. All right. So,
Get us back on time.
are you going to hear me in the back? Okay. So, containers and Kubernetes are technologies that have really taken a lot of mind share, right, over the past few months or years as well, depending on where you are in the life cycle. But these technologies, what you see is when applications are packaged with containers and Kubernetes, applications see faster time to market, efficiency in terms of bin packing, and third is actually lower cost of management. But these technologies have really been for the greenfield applications, right? The new applications that you're writing. And that's up until now. I'm Rahul Ravalur, I'm the co-founder CEO for AppOrbit. And what we've been working on is how you can essentially leverage all the investments you made in existing applications and bring them on board to these new technologies like containers and Kubernetes and bring essentially modernizing applications. So I'm very quickly going to show you how we can go do this. So what you're looking at is a set of servers that have been registered with AppPorter. That's a product that actually does the modernization. And I have a Tomcat application, a Tomcat server with two applications on it. There's a weather application that you'll see here. And on the same server, I also have a restaurant app, right? If I can spell it right. There we go, right? What we're going to do is, this application is backed by a Postgres database, and the database has already been migrated using Azure Database Migration Services. And we're going to use AppPorter to migrate and modernize this application and bring that onto AKS, that's Azure Kubernetes Service. So I've already, earlier today, taken this particular server that you see as a Tomcat server that's been imported into AppPorter. And what that does is, once it's been imported, this application, AppPorter runs through a set of different analyzers and transformers and does a discovery on all those different servers. So if I go into this particular system in here, so when I go into this particular system, I see that I have actually, for example, two different applications running in here, right? Oops. Click right. Okay, there we go. Go into this one here. And when I customize this, I already clicked that. So, give me a second. Let me switch to another setup I have here. So when I actually log into my AppOrbit server here, so actually I'm going to customize this particular server. So you'll see that I have actually run through an import. This is finding it's run through an analysis and transformation process. And in this analysis and transformation process, it has found that there are three different options that it's actually providing from a transformation standpoint. So the first one is actually around source copy, right? So what this is saying is, I'm going to copy the source system directly and copy this into my target server, right? The second one that you see here is the upgraded OS and operating systems, which what that's doing is, it is allowing you to take this particular application and the operating system and upgrade that as well. So it's saying here, for example, I have a CentOS operating system and the Tomcat. And when I actually use this particular transformation process, it will upgrade it to the latest version of the operating system, as well as the Tomcat server as well. And the third one, the transformation option that it's giving you is with Tomcat, which allows you to actually choose exactly the right ports, as well as the right services that needed to be started up, right? So this particular application discovery process allows you to find out exactly what are the different application services, as well as the ports that need to be started up. So in this particular case, I'm going to say, okay, I'm actually want to use this Tomcat server and this Tomcat server, right, as a transformation process. And it's actually going to start it up as Tomcat, as well as actually start the networking process as well. This particular ports need to be opened here, and I'm going to actually mark these as being external in both these different cases, right? So I'm going to mark these as external. I'm going to hit next, and this is actually going to start the transformation process. Once this transformation actually completes, and I actually go into this setup that I had here, so when this completes, this will actually give me a set of different test options in here. So when I go into test, this shows, for example, that these are the two different containers that are actually going to be created. It is actually going to be deployed on AKS in this particular cluster, as well as when I actually zoom in here, you will see that the two different applications are going to be actually remapped to different ports as well, right? So you see, for example, that here's my the different kind of two different processes that are in here. I can also show, for example, this is a namespace in which this actually should be deployed, as well as what are the different ports actually that should be available as well, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit deploy, this particular case. And when I actually start the deployment process, it says it's going to actually deploy this on the AKS cluster. So when I go into this particular AKS cluster, you're seeing here there's nothing running here right now. There should be some just some default containers. I timed out, so let's see. Should come up in a second. Oops. There we go. So this page comes back. You'll see in the containers, we should start seeing some Tomcat containers coming up as well. And in this particular URL, you should start seeing these applications being deployed, right? So if I go back into my Kubernetes here, so this is my kubectl, right? And I say get pods. So what this is actually going to show me is all the different pods that are running on Kubernetes, right? So you see here, we should actually start seeing some containers start appearing here as well in a few minutes. Just make sure I'm connected. Okay. Go back here, my namespace. You should start seeing this particular application being deployed. Yeah. I think I timed out here while we are setting up, so just get going again. Go back here. There you go. That's the Kubernetes deployment. And I go to namespaces. There you go. You should see a different namespace show up. And the application should be coming up in a few minutes as well. So this takes a few minutes for the applications to come up. So what we've done here is we essentially split the application up into two different Tomcat application servers. And that allows us to essentially now take these applications, scale them up. So you see the Tomcat applications coming up. It takes a couple of minutes. But now each of these applications can be scaled independently. They can be updated independently. They can be essentially also from a lifecycle standpoint, you can make sure that if it has any other dependencies, that can be managed independently as well, right? So let's just go back and check if this application is coming up. It takes a couple of minutes for it to be up. But you should see the pods come up in a minute as well. There we go. So both the pods are coming up. And you see the container creating. Looks like I'm actually out of time. So what I'll do here is just switch back to this particular slide. So what we're doing is we've been working with a lot of customers, enterprise customers, on doing several other applications as well. The idea is that it's not just for Tomcat, but also we've done this for WebSphere. We've done this for WebLogic. a lot of the other packaged applications as well. If you're interested, we are actually offering a free modernization assessment and ROI assessment as well that we can actually provide for all of you. You can actually check us out on apporbit.com. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So then when we think about, thank you, Rahul. All right, so now when we think through, as we start to go look at the other two elements that I talked about at the end of, remember, it's assess and migrate, and now we optimize and think about security management. Just know that inside Azure, we've just shipped Azure Cost Management. So how many people have seen, who use the EA portal? Okay, very, very few. How about CloudIn? Okay, a bit more. So we took these two experiences together and are bringing them into one through the Azure Cost Management. What this does is it allows you to have a unified experience to think about your cloud spend. It also allows you to think about how you can take that your overall value of how things are costing over time and start to go create budgets and other aspects. I'm going to go in. There's sessions that go into this on Friday in much more deeper detail. And I have a session as well this afternoon that will cover this. And then again, when we think about our core migrate, once the workloads are migrated, think about these 5 elements that we really have built in natively inside the product, inside Azure, all up. The key areas we really push customers to do is, number 1, make sure you get the stuff backed up. Get the backup hand going on it. Number 2, make sure you get the monitoring going. Get your log analytics, get all your overflow going. Number 3, make sure you get those elements secure. Now, one of the cool announcements we just did, you've seen it in Corey Sanders' session, you saw it in Scott Guthrie's, you'll see it in mine this afternoon at 12:30, is around blueprints. What blueprints allows you to do when you're thinking about how do I get all the security and policies and my subscriptions set up the way I want to do, I can take these blueprints and apply them right to my new subscriptions. So as you migrate, you can rest assured that the compliance and the policies that you want in your environment are there. It'll make that super simple for you. But I'll go into more detail on this in my 12:30 session for those that want to go in and get deeper into management. All right, Tanuj, you want to take us up through the rest of the section? Hey, I just appreciate all your time from my perspective on the engineering. I'm going to hand it over to Tanuj. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Brian, and thank you, Rahul. Great demos. Really appreciate it, guys. So before I get going, let me ask the question. How many of you knew before coming into the session today that we were supporting 32-bit 2008 server? Let me see a show of hands. Okay, that's been something that we've been supporting since July. And what we're finding out is this information that's trickling out, and really want to make sure that lands with you, because we know there's generally a healthy mix of 32 and 64-bit installs. And last thing here, how many of you have 2003 server in your environment? It's also out there in massive environment, quite a few of you. And 2003 to 2008, you can essentially at this point do the 32-bit upgrade and then do a potential lift and shift. And that's your best option, given that we are coming out of even the extended support period for 2003. And then you get all of the benefits of things like Azure Hybrid Benefit or those free security updates in Azure. So this is sort of the 3 or 4 sections in our session planned today. This third section is about helping you work through all the choices we presented to you, helping you with best practices. Jeremy talked about anywhere from rehosting to refactoring, re-architecting, building the app new through rebuild, and in fact, even a repurchase option of going with SaaS. But that's quite a few options, and these are some of the questions we're hearing from our customers. Where do I start? How do I make sure that I am good with security, ongoing cost management, VM sprawl? These are all questions that we continue to hear. And we're just starting to get all of these lessons pulled together for you. And what I'm going to show you are some slides that you can actually download and learn more about these best practices. We will also be bringing these best practices in detail to azure.com/migration. That's sort of your one-stop shop to get this information. But the framing of the best practice is around 3 key things: people, planning and process, and technology. Not something that you may not have heard about. People and process and planning are generally the hardest things, even though we all tend to focus on technology. And I'll have customers and partners with me up here to, in fact, take us through some of those challenges and how to tackle them. Few slides. I'm going to skip through them very quickly, but just to give you a taste, anywhere from setting up a migration center of excellence, a COE, building out essentially a full team that includes internal and external parties, planning a migration strategy. And this one, I'll pause for a second because it's a big question we get asked all the time. When do I rehost? When do I refactor? Which one is the better strategy? And really, I don't want to just do lift and shift. What's the point of going to the cloud if I'm not doing some level of modernization? And what we are advising is if you're under time pressure, as well as you have some very fragile apps, those apps you can simply lift and shift and then modernize as a second step. Or, of course, if you have the luxury of time and you have the resources available, then you can, of course, use tools like AppOrbit or Chef's Habitat to also help you containerize them and move them to the cloud. There is a best practice of actually doing a migration scorecard, and that's an example here, again, available to you for download. Governance examples with the Azure Blueprint that Jeremy just talked about. Extending networking and identity to Azure. Again, I'm going through these fast as planned because I want you to download this deck and really use these internally in your organization. But to bring it home for us, I have a set of customers and partners with me today that I want to bring to the stage. Come on up, guys. Ben, Gary, Jamie, and Gordon. And we'll work through a set of questions with them on the best practices that they're seeing in real-world deployments. Good to see you, Gordon.
Good to see you.
Ben.
Good to see you.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Hey.
Jamie.
Hey.
Have a seat, guys. Yeah. All right. So to kick it off.
We're sitting in the wrong order.
Yeah, we are.
You want to switch around?
I think I match the heads.
All right. So maybe just a quick round of intros. I'll start with you, Jamie.
Sure. Jamie Donahue. I run the cloud practice for a company called Finastra. We're relatively new, a new company, been around for about a year, but in the financial services space, our competitors are Fiserv and FIS. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Gary Dowdy, JB Hunt. We're about an $8-9 billion company, transportation and logistics.
I'm Ben Williams. I'm the CIO at Devon Energy. We're an oil and gas upstream or driller producer, sell to the wholesale market. So most of you don't buy oil or gas from us.
Hi, my name is Gordon McKenna. I'm CTO of Public Cloud at Sono. Sono are a managed service provider. We actually won Data Center Transformation Partner of the Year this year. We're also an Azure expert MSP. I think Jeremy put that up earlier on. And probably been doing migrations now since all the way back in 2008 when Hyper-V came out. Originally people off VMware, but today kind of Azure.
Yeah. So thank you for being here. We got a great set of two customers in the middle and our hosting and finance industry partner, as well as Sono as a partner. So let me start with you, Gary. What did you do to get JB Hunt ready as an organization to move to the cloud?
Oh, gosh, loaded question. I think it was twofold. One, from an app dev standpoint, we started early in dictating around 12-factor development standards on our Java side. We also consolidated our tech stack where we had .NET. We even had Delphi. We had some other languages. So standardizing to Java, 12-factor, knowing that we wanted to get to Docker and then to containerization. And that really laid the foundation for all net new development.
Great. Jamie, we were talking earlier, and you had some advice on that front as well.
Yeah, so one of the, I get maybe a misstep or the journey to the cloud. We've been on ours for about 3 years, so this is not new for us. We've got about 6,000 customers up there, 4,000 active VMs in production in 14 regions around the world. One of the mistakes I made as a technology leader, we alluded to it here. This is a journey for the company. Whatever you're doing, oil and gas, transportation or finance, you need the buy-in and you need the help from the business, because no matter what, you're going to be touching all parts of your business. The CFO, customer service, those groups. You need to get them on board, and you jump through the slide there, but I think it's it's a key point to take away because we're all focused on the bits and bytes, but the journey needs everybody on board.
The team and the support of the organization.
The COEs, those things.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Ben, from the perspective of lift and shift versus containerization or refactor. There's a first or second question we always get from the customers. Where do I start? And do I go with simple lift and shift or containerization? Any advice? How do you pick and choose between the two?
So we're 3 years into our journey too, and we started off with a very idealistic approach of we're going to refactor everything or redesign everything, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to use all this modern technology that's out there. And I guess I think one of the big takeaways for us has been, one, that technology that's out there is getting better all the time, and so you certainly want to stay on top of that and make sure that you're considering what your options might be. But we've primarily focused on lift and shift for a lot of very practical, fundamental reasons, which is once we move things out into the cloud, we have to operate it. And the more you change as you're moving it, the more your operations teams have to learn new things as you're trying to migrate. All that happening in flight all at the same time adds a lot of risk to the project. So we've taken much more of a re-platform or re-architect opportunistically approach and do much more of a lift and shift. I know that's not ideal from a technology purist standpoint, but it's very much more practical for us. It's sped up our migration. We are now shifting, actually, we're mostly migrated. We're shifting now to thinking a lot more about re-architecting for operational reasons as well. Your team gets more comfortable, you can make more changes.
So you're going more fast and furious, and then you'll modernize later on.
That's right.
Gary, how about you?
No, same thing. I mean, Gartner calls it a bimodal approach. You try to modernize what you can, but you still have legacy things that you just can't move that quick on. And so, Azure Site Recovery and moving some of those old things into the cloud helps a ton, and it's that way we could run both at the same time. Got it.
And Jamie, Gordon, are you seeing anything otherwise?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, I meet a lot of customers, and I meet the app guy in the team, and he's like, I don't want to move anything. I want to just modernize everything. The reality is getting customers to Azure first and then doing modernization as a second phase is actually a much more effective approach. Once you've got things in Azure, you can start to take advantage of technologies in there. And also as well, from a cost-benefit point of view, we do a lot of data center consolidation, even data center collapsing, right, to justify the costs of, the migration and spending money on app modernization. You have to gain some costs in the business. So doing data center consolidation and actually taking data centers off the map can quite often fund those next phases of your projects.
Great.
Go
ahead.
A real practical experience there. That's our mode. Because you can get caught in the dream phase, and then it's age old. Everyone in this room knows you're making a change and moving a data center. You want to minimize the changes. You want just a few changes and refactoring on the way up. Then what do you blame, right? But absolutely, our method is with 38 data centers around the world was absolutely to fund the innovation for the product's maturity cycle, and it's lift and shift first, which is not sexy, but gets the job done.
Got it. The other question I get is on building a business case, because it's a pretty big investment for the company. It's long run, and you really do have to work with your finance team and figure out issues like CapEx and OpEx up front. And Devon Energy, it's probably very CapEx heavy, right?
Sure, yeah.
So how did you go about building the business case?
Well, it's unfortunately not a point in time, right? We're a very CapEx heavy company. As you said, drilling wells is capital cost, so we're much more used to CapEx than we are OpEx. Shifting to the cloud is shifting costs from CapEx to OpEx. And so the business case has been about cash neutrality for us in the lift and shift. If I can get to cash neutrality, that's been our goal, and we're headed there, I think, pretty clearly. But the shift is one that I've had to constantly work with our CFO's office on, understanding how that affects our key KPIs as a business. So you use a lot of discovery tools to build a basic financial model, but you got to make sure your partners are clear on how costs are going to move in the balance sheet and the income statement, and everybody's on board with how those things are going to change and why.
And it's ongoing for you because Absolutely. It's now showing up in your OpEx that it wasn't there before.
That's correct. And,
right.
and we do get questions from outside parties. And analysts and such will ask questions about those shifting costs because they're big enough to be noticeable.
Any other advice on the business case side?
Yeah, definitely. I think having some really good tools, right, is critical as well. So, traditionally we've used iSphere offerings such as Cloudomize and Movair. we're starting to use Azure Migration Center more now. And also there's a TCO calculator tool as well, which allows you to kind of drill into things like data center costs, power, cooling, facilities. And building, we mentioned earlier on about the data center collapse, being able to build an accurate picture of the cost of running your infrastructure on premise, so that when we kind of do that comparison to the cloud, we're not just saying, hey, look how much this costs in Azure, look how much it costs compared to what you're doing on-prem. And, quite often, some of those initial costs are close to neutral, but then, the second phase is using things like Azure automation to kind of, shut down instances, and then you start to see some of those ingrained costs, 10, 15, 20% from building on that kind of optimization period afterwards.
Any other advice, Jamie or Gary?
I would just chime in. We underinvested in our infrastructure for years, and so our cost basis was really low, and so we same OpEx pressure that Ben mentioned, and so we had to create a narrative, and we had to tell the business that we did underinvest, and these are the things that we need to go spend money on if we want to go scale the organization and be more resilient. And so it was a twofold, right? It was the whole OpEx piece with the finance team, but it was telling that story of where we need to go as part of our growth.
Excellent. It's a close partnership with finance. Do not neglect the business case.
The rest of the business,
and
absolutely.
it's not a one-time deal. It's going to be
clear.
Continuous, so that partnership really comes together later on. Great. So let me shift to, you sort of talked through the journey almost that Jeremy was showing. Now that you're in the cloud, you have potential challenges there of keeping up with that business case and optimizing the cost once you're there. What are some of the things you're doing to govern, to secure, and optimize your spend? Go ahead. Yeah.
We actually created a role in our organization, which, for the engineers and technologists out there that might be worried about the move to the cloud, if you're a DBA or a systems person, well, what do I do? The reality is the jobs don't go away. Your companies need your intrinsic knowledge and your closeness to the applications, whatever you're supporting. But we found that we've created this a group called Metering and Monitoring. And it's a team that is directly compensated on savings and resiliency. So it's not just the penny, because we're really, when you move to the cloud, we're flipping it on its head, right? We used to buy a server and let it depreciate for 3 to 5 years. Today, we can shrink workloads automatically. The applications never know what happens. So, I would say a center of excellence around that. Start that in the beginning. We learned that about 1.5 years in, because it really is a ramp, and then finance kicks your door in, and then you have to get the cost back down. So. Yep.
Got it. Any advice on the governance and security front from Gary or you, Ben?
Well said, what Jamie said. We went down the path to not paying attention, and we create production-like environments to run load test. And when some of those environments, we scaled them a lot and then forgot to shut them down, and finance comes kicking on your door. So echo that.
Yep.
I think the one thing I would chime in on is having that be the fourth step in your thought process is way too late. You got to run a lap around that lap all the way and understand what, for a small workload or something to give you a feel for the whole thing, what it's going to be like to move something, what it's going to be like to manage something, what it's going to be like to secure, govern, operate something in the cloud. You got to run a lap of that whole lap for a workload or two and start to get your organization used to that. You can't wait to the end to figure out how you're going to secure and govern. One of the reasons why we were a year into this before we really got any traction with it was I had to get everybody, the security, the controls people, the auditors, and everybody on board that this was all going to be okay before we really started in earnest.
So think about it earlier in the cycle.
Yeah.
All right, so we are almost out of time, but let's do a lightning round. I'll just go in the order here. Last word of advice.
Yeah. So I do agree with you there. The blueprint aspect and security probably needs to be up front, because if there are reasons about your business or your environment that you can't secure in the cloud, then that should be a thought to pause. We're audited by everyone in financial services, and we haven't found a thing we couldn't find an answer to so far.
Great.
So, yep.
Gary?
Mine would be 2 messages for you. One is just raw, this is moving fast, and it's important to get your story out there, because Microsoft may pivot in 6 months, and that's okay. And in some cases, they've done it to us, and we like the direction they're going. But you got to get ready for that change, and I think Ben can speak to that probably more than what we've encountered. But it's that tone at the top, the executive support. Tell your story and get prepared for change.
Top-down support.
Yep.
Yeah, and just building on that, I think the counterbalance for us has been certainly a tone at the top, but then, I've tried to drive the process that's more owned by the team, the technical teams, the guys that have the intrinsic value and knowledge of the organization and the people that we work with, the application workloads, the application development we want to do. I really have tried to get as much opportunity for those folks to learn and then start to pull the process as much as possible. So you've got to create an environment and let people go out there and give it a shot and start to see why this is a good idea.
Gordon, bring us home, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think one thing I want to say is, when you're taking part in a migration or carrying out migration, it doesn't really stop after you've migrated the stuff to Azure. You've got to have an innovation portfolio for what you're going to do next, where you're going to drive. You're bringing dev and test servers up, you should be looking at Azure Dev and Test next stage. If you're bringing up applications, you should be looking at things like containers. Azure is a moving unit. To get the best benefit out of it, you have to be agile in your approach to managing it and putting your roadmap down.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate the time. And thank you for being here and sharing the best practices.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, Ben, Gary, Jamie, Gordon, thank you again. If you are interested in learning more about the best practices, you can go to a session at 12:45 that's going to take you deeper in some of the slides that I showed. Let me close out now by sharing some resources with you quickly. If I could have you remember one thing walking out of here, one link, that's going to be azure.com/migration. Or if you said azure.com/migrate, that would work as well. That's where you would find all the guidance tools, the in-context tools. For example, AppOrbit will show up in the refactor category, and also partners that can help you execute on the migration. We are also investing very deeply in helping you learn and gain that confidence and really understanding what's going on. You may not be doing it yourself. At the same time, you still want to have that idea of the journey. So you can go to Microsoft.com/learn and start learning and using the tools like, for example, Brian was doing. Gordon mentioned the TCO calculator, Azure.com/TCO. This calculator has a lot of stuff in it. We simplified in the front end from energy costs to end support costs to Azure Hybrid Benefit to reserved instances. It'll give you a very good start on that business case that we were talking about. Get you there 70, 80%. I wouldn't say that it always gives you 100% of what you need, but gets you there almost 70, 80%, and then you can take your case from there. So definitely try that out. Jeremy talked about Fast Track earlier. We, in fact, have a booth here that you can go register and get one-on-one advice on your plans. Fast Track is an important vehicle for us to really help you gain that confidence as you start your migration journey. We have a phenomenal list of skilled migration partners. In fact, we have expert MSPs that you can find using this link once you have access to this deck. Some of the names here are who is who, as well as they're worldwide, where some partners are global partners, others are very locally available based on your geographical needs. The three things, again, to kind of start closing the session here for you, three things, again, to remember. One was the Azure.com/migration. You can also go to Azure.com/TCO for your business case, which is where you would likely start if you haven't begun yet. And then if you wanted to get in and start playing around with the tools, we actually have a full experience for you at Azure.com/migrate now. And that'll direct you to a page. You can start your free trial, or if you have a subscription, you can just log in, and you'll directly be taken to Azure Migrate in the portal, Azure.com/migrate now. So this is the last slide I'll leave you with. The approach that we have taken to migration is one, understanding that you are going to be, in many cases, hybrid now and hybrid forever. So we have an approach that actually allows you, for your business, to exist in that hybrid state for a long time if you need it. Number two, give you options to be cost-effective, not just free tools, but also things like reserved instances, Azure Hybrid Benefit, free extended security updates. that allow you to do that timely, quick lift and ship potentially, and then modernize later. And of course, we are investing in things like the learning URL that I gave you, as well as other assets like best practices. So you kind of go below the surface a bit more and understand what's going on to gain that confidence. With that, I'll leave this list up here for you. We have a great set of sessions that double-click on what we talked to you about. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming by, for those who trucked their way from the other room, and really appreciate your engagement and attention. Thanks for being here.